Welcome back to House TV Live. I'm Rick Spence, and with me today is Juliana Oliveira out of Beyond Interior Design in Dallas, Texas. And she is a bit of a home office expert in addition to all the beautiful work that she does. And she's going to share with us some of her great ideas for the office of tomorrow and what's happening. So thank you for joining us. Super excited to have you here because this is top of mind for so many people. So let's jump in. What are some of the keys to a great home office environment?
Yeah, I don't think anybody was really prepared for what was about to happen, with homeschooling and working from home. And even just thinking about what's going to happen even after things go back to our new normal, right? I used to have a home office space that I thought was wasted space because I was always in the office. So I gave that to my 8-year-old son to have a bigger bedroom. And now I don't have a home office anymore. And the number one thing for me was to find the right place to dedicate to work. I went to my living room first. I tried my dining room and I settled in my bedroom. I have a sitting area in my bedroom. It's close by, natural light. I can close the door and have a little bit of quiet
Right.
most of the time. And with a sitting area, I can always have a stack of notebooks or my files and pull it out on a side table and work on my computer, and then when I'm done with work I can stack everything, put it in my side table, and everything is out of the way.
And it's not permanently taking up space. And so also,
Mhm.
since it's your bedroom, right?
Right.
You're not feeling like, oh, I've got to work. Like if it was a permanent desk structure out there all the time, you might be tempted to go over there too often.
Right. Exactly. And it doesn't change the flow of how I use my space in the rest of the rooms, right? So I'm not going out buying a new piece of furniture that may temporarily be there or may not. And if I would have made that big jump and suddenly I go back to the office and I'm not using that space anymore, now it's a catch-all junk space, and I definitely don't want that.
Great, love it. Now, what about I don't have any space. I've just got like a little corner. What's a easy way to just literally look around the home? Okay, that's a space that's just the kids have some stuff there. How do I convert it? What do I do?
Yeah, that's a great question. Maybe that is a good space to convert into a home office corner where you can bring in a desk, where you can bring in a little bit of surface space. I particularly have a corner in my house that is a playroom that we converted into a small desk. It looks out to the backyard. So if I need a change of scenery, that's somewhere I can go. The number one thing I would say with that is if you are going to add additional furniture to a space that already is furnished, think about doing something that's light and airy. So maybe a glass desk, maybe something that if you need a little bit more storage that has drawers, but it's sitting up high on legs so that it's not feeling heavy. You can still see the floor underneath it, so it plays a trick on your eyes, so it doesn't look like you're just overwhelming your space with furnishings.
Some folks might be lucky enough to already have an office space, but maybe they've been taking it for granted. They really haven't put that much effort into it. Maybe they only worked a couple days from home, that kind of thing. Now that everybody's full-time, how to reevaluate your current office space? What should you look for?
Yeah, I came across this photo through House. The moment I laid my eyes on it, I thought it was a great use of space. If you have a home office, even if it's not a huge space, it's really important to use every square inch of that space in a way that is functional to you. So in this photo, you can see that the surface area, the working surface area, it expands the whole perimeter of the space. There's closed storage in the drawers. There's closed storage behind doors. Maybe that's where you have your printers. It helps really with your cord management because you can run everything behind the cabinets. You can run things underneath the counter. And then you have a little bit of open storage where you can have your books and things that are a little bit more appealing that is nice to look at as well. And you can see in a space that's not that large, you can fit 2 people working comfortably in there.
I'm glad you brought up cord management because we asked our community, what are some top of mind things? What do you want to ask, in this situation? And everyone's like, what do I do with the cords?
Yeah, that's actually a pretty easy solution. There's lots of products out there in the market, like a cord snake that you can pull all of your cords together, and it works almost like a zipper. You clip it and you pull everything together, and suddenly you only have one thing running from your electronics to your outlet. Another thing that you can do is a cord basket, and that can live even underneath your dining table. It's something that you can add to underneath your dining table. It's not going to show, so it could be under a desk, it could be on a dining table, or any surface that you're going to be working. And all of your plugs and your wires can sit underneath it, so it's not hanging down on the floor, and then you suddenly only have one cord running to the outlet. So it's just about keeping it out of sight. And it's really important when you set things up to take the time to organize it so things are not all tangled up. But once you take the time to do that once, even if let's say again, if it's your dining table, once you unplug, you tuck everything away and it's out of sight, out of mind.
And here's another one where you sort of, it almost looks like a little bit of a hallway, a landing area that was repurposed for an office. This is a really clever way to do it. Tell me about this.
Yeah, so this is a time again to go through your house and rethink about the spaces that you may already have that you hadn't considered before. So maybe if you have a wider hallway or a nook that architecturally is in your space that doesn't seem to have really a purpose. So in this image, you can see we used a wider hallway and we sourced out a live edge wood piece and we extended it from wall to wall and created a long surface area for a desk. And it has plenty of space underneath where you can, if you wanted to put a filing cabinet, you can, or if you want to leave it open and make it feel a little bit lighter, you can keep that as well. Also, it's facing the wall. So if you wanted to put a TV or additional screens where you can hook up your computer to that, it gives you plenty of space to do that without having to put it in a particular room or repurpose a room, right? So it's really repurposing spaces that you hadn't thought about before.
And that live edge table looks really natural there. It looks like it should have been there all along. It's beautiful.
Right. Yeah,
nice work. Nice work on that one. That's beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Our clients really like it.
Yeah, I bet they would. That's a beautiful piece.
Yeah. Another thing that we can talk about is repurposing a closet. Even taking the doors off of a closet and putting some shelving in there where one of the shelves can be wider. It can be a desk space, and then you can keep more shelving above it where you can have storage. Or even if you keep the doors, if you have a closet that's wide enough, they can keep the doors. You can always close it away and. Again, you have that behind closed doors. You don't think about it when you're not using it, but when you do need the office space, it's there.
That's a great one because I think a lot of people are organizing right now and just getting rid of stuff because they have the time to go through their homes. And you can look at that closet right now. Do I have the space to pull something like that off? I think that's a great one. Well, Juliana, thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. You're doing some amazing, beautiful work. I can't wait to see more of your creations down the road, and we'll be in touch.
Yes. Thank you, Rick. Nice talking to you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.